Shalom. So it's something that has been standing out to me, I guess, in this portion of my walk with Yahuwah. And it's in Matthew 26. Give me a minute to get to it because I always forget what verse it is. I want to say it's like 59 or something. But look at this. Come look at this real quick. Yeah. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Yahusha to put him to death, but found none. Though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came 2 false witnesses. And listen to what they said. And said, this fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of Yahuwah and build it in 3 days. So they distorted what Yahusha said, because we're going to go there in a second. But look at who it is. Chief priests, elders sought false witness against Yahusha. For what? To put him to death. And though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. And at the last, 2 false witnesses came, right? And then they said this right here, which was actually a twisting of what Yahusha said. So let's go look at what Yahusha said. So in Yehukanan chapter 2. Now this is after Yahusha went into the temple and let's see. This is the wedding feast right here. Okay, so look at this. And the Pesach of Yahuwah, which the Yehuda Yam observed, was at hand. Yahusha went up to Yerushalayim and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of a small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables, and said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house a house of merchandise. And his Lamudayam, remember that it is written, the zeal of your house has eaten me up. Then answered the Yehudayam, and said unto him, what sign show you unto us, seeing that you do these things? Yahusha answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. He said, destroy this temple. So he was telling them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then said the Yehudayam, 46 years was this temple in building, and will you rear it up in 3 days? But he spoke of the temple of his body. All right. Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. So he's letting them know, if you destroy this temple, that is his body, in 3 days he will raise it up. Let's go back to what it says in Matthew. Because remember, these are false witnesses. So they're going to twist what he said. This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of Yahuwah and to build it in 3 days. I am able to destroy. Yahusha never said it was him that would be destroying the temple. He said to them, destroy this temple. And then he said he would be able to raise it up in 3 days. You see how they twisted it? Remember, these are false witnesses. And look, it's 2 of them. Hold on to the fact that it's 2 of them. Now, let's go over to Matthew 27 and 18. Actually, we're going to start in 17. Therefore, when they were gathered together, and let's look at who the they is. Okay. So, actually, let's start from 1. When the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Yahusha to put him to death. So this is the chief priests, the elders, okay? And please go back and read all of this because I'm just going to be skipping through. So let's go back down to verse 17. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, whom will you that I release unto you, Barabbas or Yahusha, which is called Mashiach? And look at Barabbas. Now, this is just the surface, but his name on the surface means son of the Father. Son of the Father, ironically. And Yahusha is the son of the Father, Yahuwah. But anyway, look at verse 18. For he knew that for what? Envy they had delivered him. They envied Yahusha, so they wanted to publicly execute Yahusha. And so they sought false witness that twisted the word of Yahuwah to the people in order to publicly execute Yahusha, although Yahusha willingly gave up his body as a sacrifice. No man took his life from him, he gave it away. Let's understand this. It does not take away from the fact that they that they petitioned for his public execution. Okay. The reason why I said hold on to the fact that it was two witnesses that came forward and twisted the word of Yahuwah in order to publicly execute him. Look at this. Revelation 11. So we're going to go down here, right? So I'm going to read down to verse 3. And it was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of Yahuwah, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the other nations. And the Kadash city shall they tread under foot 42 months. And I will give power unto my, who? 2 witnesses. Okay, I accidentally copied the text. I wasn't trying to. 2 witnesses. I will give power unto my 2 witnesses. And they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. This right here just means humility. They've submitted to Yahusha, to Yahuwah through Yahusha. They're clothed in humility, okay? And righteousness, because that's righteous, right? They have their righteous garments on. Who's Yahusha? So it was 2 false witnesses that got Yahusha to the stake, to the execution stake. And it's 2 righteous witnesses that precede his return. This has just been standing out to me. And then the fact that they called themselves quoting what he said, but they twisted what he said. And the fact that the leaders, the religious leaders of Yahusha's time, his people, sought someone to lie on him. Because we're going to put it in, we're going to call a spade a spade. They sought out people to lie on him because they had an objective and they wanted to make sure they carried that objective out flawlessly. So they sought people who were willing to lie about the Son of Yahuwah so that they could execute him publicly. That has been sticking out to me for quite some time now, over the past few months. And I just want you to keep that in mind when you find yourself in that same situation where it seems like you're being ostracized, or it seems like you're being slandered, or it just seems like, you're being misunderstood on a large scale. And I want you to keep this in mind. This is only if you know that you have been doing what Yahuwah has told you to do. You've been submitting to him. You're walking in humility. I don't mean if you're walking in pride. If you're walking in pride, humble yourself. Because remember, these 2 witnesses were clothed in sackcloth. If you're not walking in humility and the righteousness that is Yahusha, the righteousness of Yahuwah that is Yahusha, then this does not apply to you. But if you are clothed in sackcloth, witnessing unto Yahusha HaMashyach, and you are experiencing these things, understand the student is not greater than the teacher. The servant is not greater than the master. That's what's going on with you. That's a praise. Praise Yahuwah. And this is not about us. This is about Yahuwah. This is about Yahusha. However, this is an encouragement in case you find yourself in these situations. Yahusha even told us we would find ourselves in these situations. Let's go to Matthew 5 real quick before I get off. Okay. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his Lamudayam came to him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, you're not a taught one if you're not being taught by the word of Yahuwah. Blessed are the poor, or baruch are the poor in Ruach, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Baruch are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Baruch are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. That's humble. That's humbleness. Baruch are the humble. Baruch are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. So you remember Yahusha said that he is the bread of life, and you got to eat his flesh and drink his blood. That's hungering and thirsting after righteousness. He is the righteousness of Yahuwah. So you are hungering after righteousness, who is Yahusha. You are thirsting after righteousness, who is Yahusha, and you shall be filled. Baruch are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Baruch are the pure in heart, for they shall see Yahuwah. Baruch are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of Yahuwah. Peacemakers are not docile people pleasers. These are people that are bringing you into the truth, who is Yahusha, so that you can enter into shalom with Yahuwah and no longer have the wrath of Yahuwah on your head. Someone who brings Yahusha to you, or brings you to Yahusha so that you can know Yahusha for yourself, that is a peacemaker, because Yahusha is the peace offering. Go read Romans 5 and 1. Read the whole chapter, but 5 and 1 is where it's at. Okay. Now look at this. Baruch are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Righteousness is Yahusha. So persecuted for Yahusha's sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So when you're persecuted for Yahusha's sake, your kingdom is the kingdom of heaven. Baruch are you when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely. That's a false witness. For my sake. This is Yahusha speaking. So for Yahusha's sake. If you have false witnesses coming against you for Yahusha's sake, you are baruched by Yahuwah. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Man, when I tell you, when you really sit yourself down and say to Yahuwah, I don't know what I don't know, teach me. Teach me your way, O Yah. Teach me your word, O Yah. Teach me your law, O Yah. Teach me your statutes, your judgments, O Yah. When you do that, you will begin to see this history book totally different. You'll see it totally different. I just wanted to share that with you. Baruch Yahuwah, much ahaba, and shalom.